Right guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video. It's my pleasure to present to you the 63rd ranked NFL player for the year of 2023, GRADY Jarrett, defensive tackle for the Falcons. It's a name I recall, it's a face I recall, but to put them both together is just asking a bit much at the moment. So first thing we're going to do is look at his stats for the year, and then we're going to get into the video, and then I'm going to do my very best to place him into a rugby team. And this one should be interesting. He's going to be a forward. He's going to be an absolute force out there, but the exact position will be determined by his size, strength, weight, type of play, skill set, etc. Let's get into it. GRADY Jarrett was born on April 28th, 1993. He's 30 years of age, 6 foot even, and 288 pounds. Played college football at Clemson, got picked up in the 5th round of the 2015 draft with pick number 137 by the Falcons. He's still at the Falcons. They've listed him as a defensive tackle. I don't know which would suit him best. Either way, he ran a 5.06 40-yard dash at the 2015 Combine. A 31-inch vertical, 9'5" on the broad jump, and this is where he makes his money, 33 reps on the bench press. On May 3rd, 2022, prior to the start of last season, he signed a 3-year contract extension worth up to $67 million. He played 17 games last year, 61 combined tackles, 30 solo, 31 assisted, 6 sacks and 12 tackles for loss, bringing his career total to 127 total games, 420 combined tackles, 32.5 total sacks, 66 tackles for loss, 5 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries. He's only been in the postseason twice with the Atlanta Falcons. That was in his 2nd and 3rd year overall. So he's a solid player. He's a solid veteran. He's a starter. And he comes in at number 63 on the list. Let's get into it.
My position, man, you know, it's such a great year for defensive tackles this year, man. You could almost name 10 dudes, man.
We going hard today. Let's go. Let's lead this team, bro. D-line on 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a really good year for insiders, man. You know, I feel like I'm in there somewhere. You know, I leave the talk of whoever else.
Who would I vote for? GRADY Jarrett.
That's Cordero Patterson. His video on this list last year was in my top 5, and I would love nothing more than to see him on the list again.
He's the ultimate teammate, and that's a guy you better prepare for each and every week. If you don't, he's gonna whoop your ass.
GRADY Jarrett returns to the list as the highest-ranked Falcon on this year's top 100.
Just the way he don't.
The highest-ranked Falcon. So that means that Patterson is unfortunately not going to make the list.
Complain, he double teams, make plays, triple teams, still getting tackles for losses. Just like he take on double teams probably every play and still manage to get 10 sacks or whatever he.
What do you reckon Brady's thinking?
You have him, man.
Who do you think Brady is blaming that blown up play on? The defensive lineman?
6 sacks, 12 TFLs, and maximum disruption.
Oh, he threw him off with ease.
Just out there going crazy. I love to watch him play. Just insane. His motor's insane. He's strong as hell. And he's not a guy that everybody looking up to line up across on Sundays. They're not looking forward to line up across from him.
He's kind of along that same cut when you talk about Aaron Donald. You talk about, you know, he's along that same type of breed.
Okay, not only are we hearing praise from the great Trent Williams, who will go down in history as one of the best ever, but he's also comparing him to the living legend, Aaron Donald. In fact, you've got living legend comparing GRADY Jarrett to another living legend. That is some high praise, guys.
Very, very quick off the ball, really hard to stay in front of, have a low center of gravity, really powerful.
6 foot tall, almost 300 pounds. He's going to be just that little bit shorter than most.
Powerful, just disruptive.
Let's go, man. Hunt time. Hunt time.
Look at his arms. That's ridiculous. He's got 20-inch arms, for God's sake.
We're going 100%, baby. That's all we need. Just 100%.
He's earned a fitting nickname from Falcons radio man Dave Archer.
Burrow from the pocket, and he will be taken down. You shall not pass.
What? Gandalf the Grady?
Yeah, sprinkle a little George on top. That's some Clemson with a little Georgia sprinkled on top. Straight drop, Fields from the pocket, and he will be sacked. Carter close.
The only word that comes to mind there, it's not pretty, but it's certainly disruptive.
Door, Jarrett turned out the lights.
We've seen Geno Smith. See, in that case, the quarterback should have kept it, right?
Best defender on the field today. Best defender in the stadium. Yes, Jesus. On this day today, it's up.
You know, you got to find them. Most times you want to slide to them, try to get four hands on them. But it leaves everybody else kind of on the island, but, you know, that's just the things you have to do to try to take care of a guy who can really wreck your game plan.
It's a heck of a time, a lot of competition. It's a good year for defensive tackles.
See how he refers to the year being good because there is a hell of a lot of competition among that position. All that's going to do is raise, geez, what's that quote? A high tide raises all ships. I just came up with that one. Alright guys, so the last thing we need to do is put Grady Jarrett into a rugby team. It's not going to be hard. It is not going to be hard. He is going to, or he would, absolutely dominate in pretty much the exact position he plays at the moment, just in a rugby team. So take him out from the interior defensive line and put him into the front row of a scrum, they call it. So you think of linemen being included in that line, right? It's that first line of defense. It's, you know, if you're doing well to get through them, right? You're doing well to get through them or get past them or get them on the ground or whatever. So I'm going to place him into the front row of a scrum, and I'm going to put him in at prop, either side of the hooker. So, you know, front row, he's going to be absolutely dynamite in the scrum. I mean, looking at his weight in kilos, that's where it really hits home, right? 288 pounds sounds like a lot, but when you convert that to kgs and it comes in at 131 kgs at 6 foot, he's a prop through and through. Let me know down in the comment section below if you agree. I'm disappointed to hear that he was the highest ranked Atlanta Falcon, but being that, you know, they didn't make the playoffs, it is what it is. Either way, that brings us to the end of another video, and I'll see you in the next one.